Hello, everybody. Suzanne Hacker here, your vacation rental business coach with Welcoming Wow. And I have the pleasure of interviewing Bree with Kennedy Kabins today. And Bree is going to take just a minute, introduce herself, and then tell you a little bit about Kennedy Kabins. And then I'll ask her even more questions. So, Bree, take it away.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Suzanne, for having me. So my name is Bree Kennedy, and I am in California with my amazing husband and two very fun, feisty, and active daughters, who are 5 and 8.
Wow.
And they actually are kind of the inspiration of Kennedy Kabins. My husband and I were trying to figure out a way that we can, kind of build a legacy for our girls and also have a lifestyle asset or something that we can enjoy together. And so that's actually how we got started with our first property, was just buying it. That was in a drivable location in Big Bear, California, near where we live in San Diego, so that we could have a place to take our girls. It wasn't too far, and really wanted to just embrace family friendly spaces, and create them for other people. So that's kind of how we got started, and then we just kind of are, evolving from there with our newer properties.
Oh, that's great. What a great story and a great inspiration. I'd love to hear your why because that was one of the most important things that I wanted to, find out today. So you covered that already. So I love that that's your why in building that legacy with for your girls, and I'm sure in a way even with your girls and them kind of understanding the purpose behind that. But it's also a place that you get to enjoy as well. So you started, I'm assuming, with one cabin.
Yes.
Where is it located? And then tell me more about what else you have.
Perfect. So our first cabin that we got in 2020 is in Big Bear, California. And it is, like I said, it's a drivable distance from San Diego where we live. So Southern California, it's about 2.5 hours. And we wanted a place, like I said, to escape with our family, create memories with friends. And my husband, he's actually a firefighter, so he has a day job. I have a day job too. I work at a college, but then he also has some background in construction. So we bought that property and we renovated, created a game room, a really fun space for the kids to play in. And then when the kids
Yeah.
go to bed, for us adults and our friends to hang out in. Um,
Nice.
so that was our first property. And then from there, we bought our next property in a place called Three Rivers, California, which
Okay.
is it's actually the gateway to Sequoia National Park.
Ugh.
So that's my hometown, actually. And so we wanted a space up there where we could go visit my family, because I have family that still lives up there. And then also share the beauty of, God's creation with our children and Sequoia National Park, and the all of the fun activities and adventures that are there with them, and then also other people. So
Yeah. That's
that is,
fabulous. Now, how far is that from, say, LA?
yeah. So it from LA, it's about a 4.5 hour drive from LA. The closest airport, if folks are flying in, would be in Fresno, California. And then it's drivable from there. The property that we have in Three Rivers is on almost 2 acres. So it's a nice, like for folks that live in the city, it's a nice getaway, kind of, you feel like you're in the country.
Hmm.
It's next to a horse ranch,
Oh,
where it's actually called Riata Ranch, and they do trick riding. So sometimes you'll get to like walk along and see some of the kids trick riding. And so, yeah, it's a
that
really
sounds
great
fabulous.
space. Yeah. So that one is up and running. So we're renting out our place in Big Bear, and then also in the Sequoias. And then we also actually have a property that we've been renovating for the last year. So it's been a very slow process, mainly because just my husband and I are doing all the renovations. And when I say my husband and I mean like I come up with the ideas and then he makes the magic happen.
We're like,
Like
this is
any
what we're gonna
Yeah.
do.
He's like, Brie, can we stop Pinteresting? Like, can we just stop Pinteresting for a minute? I'm like, okay.
Sure.
But that property is actually really exciting because it's actually inside Sequoia National Park. So
Wow.
yeah, it's been a fun project. And that's one of the other things, I talked about getting our girl, like having this legacy, building a legacy for our family and our girls, and also places we can go and make memories as well. But also like the business side of it, and for folks that follow us at Kennedy Kabins or that are interested in checking it out, we also like bring our girls along a lot with when as we're doing the renovation and for the business, so that they can learn that aspect of it and participate. Like, you have to you work hard for the things that you have, right? And so they're part of that. So we're using it also to teach them.
Right.
So
So
yeah.
what's the best place for people to find you online?
Yeah, so the best place is Instagram. We do have a Facebook as well, Kennedy Kabins, Family Vacation Rentals there. And then Instagram is just at Kennedy Kabins with a K. So that has information about all of our properties. And then there's a link in there where folks can book directly with us if they're interested in, coming and staying with us and saving a little bit of money on the fees
Right.
for Airbnb. So
Awesome. So
yeah.
if you were able to give yourself just a little bit of advice back to your younger self before you started this journey, what would that piece of advice be?
Mm, That's a great question. Um, for me, I think it would be to just take the next step. Like take the next step, and that relates to anything in life, right? That we're thinking about. We often like analyze and overanalyze decisions that we make, to the point of like that whole term analysis paralysis. But that is very real. Like like we just were frozen for many years, in terms of making the step towards real estate investing, and I'm glad that we got over that. And then once you take the first step, the next steps are much easier, right? Um,
So,
so yeah, you stumble along the way. We're still learning. We're still making mistakes, right? But
yeah.
we're growing through, what we're going through with the journey. So it's all good.
Oh, fabulous. Um, so they can find you. Well, first of all, sounds like your cabins are probably pet friendly.
Yes, so we do. We have we love animals, and we focus a lot. Bourbon. We do have pet friendly vacation rentals, and so we focus a lot on family friendly, and a lot of times, fur babies are part of your family. So,
Yeah. So
um,
are they allowed in Sequoia?
so that bourbon stop. So in Sequoia National Park, dogs are not allowed.
Okay.
um, in the park. So unless they're a service animal, of course.
Okay.
But Big Bear is very, very dog friendly everywhere in Big Bear. And our property up there is fully fenced, and so it's great for children and pets for that
Yeah.
reason. And so
Perfect.
yeah, good question.
Now, no, you originally started to follow me or found me through my other arm of the business called Spectrum Friendly Vacations, that I have, which is really geared toward helping property owners make their property safe and comfortable for families with autistic children. So can you tell me a little bit about like, why that resonated with you, why you decided to purchase the training to help you to learn that as well?
Yeah, so I was really drawn, and it was something I hadn't seen before. A training that I hadn't seen before. There's a lot of different trainings to help, make your rentals better, right? But it's near and dear to my heart because in my day job, I work at a college and I work with adults with autism, and so inclusion and access, and kind of looking at how we can make the world, including vacations, better, for all different people to enjoy. It really resonated with me. And so, I work with adults or I work with adults. So sometimes I don't have the lens of like, the struggles of families that have children, where,
Sure.
safety can be a concern, where they can't
Yeah.
relax on their vacations, because they're
Yeah.
just not equipped. And so I'm like, I really want to, take this training. I want to, make my properties more inclusive, accessible, safe, and comfortable for
Yeah.
families to enjoy. So
That's
thank you for that.
awesome. Oh,
Mhm.
yeah, and thank you, for even starting to follow over there first, because it is a passion that I have, to keep those children safe and help the families, yes, to be able to relax, even if it's just a little bit. Because first, it's hard for them to even take a vacation in the first place. much less than find a property where they feel that they can relax. And the fact that your property there in Big Bear is fully fenced, helps a ton too, because I know I've talked to parents who it's one of the big concerns with children on the autism spectrum is that they will elope or escape or wander, whatever term you want to use. And so just having a fenced in yard is just one additional safeguard, and they can also play outside without them worrying about them running away. So that
Really.
makes it ultimately pet friendly, but also family friendly, and will also help with the being autism friendly or spectrum friendly. So it's fabulous. Yeah. At my properties, I love fenced in yards, for so many reasons like that. It's not just about the dogs, even though I love to make sure that I'm also pet friendly, like you, because I love my fur babies and I try to take mine with me on vacation. So I know other people want to as well. So it's like
Absolutely.
I'll pay the extra fee because if I had to put them in doggy daycare or, board them, which I don't do, or have a pet sitter come and stay with them, it's going to cost me. So I have
Yeah.
no problem paying, the owner, which I think a lot of pet owners like us are willing
Mhm.
to do. So I'm all about pet friendly, but I'm also even more so about the autism friendly. So thank you, for following along there and bringing that up. Okay. So we've learned your why, your best advice. They can find you. The best place is Instagram at Kennedy Kabins with 2 Ks is
Yeah.
the best place to start. And then they can book direct. Is there anything else that people should really know about you, Kennedy Kabins, your properties, your mission, anything like that?
Yeah, so I mean, we kind of covered most of it, but really, like I mentioned before, we really strive to create spaces where families can connect first and foremost. Connect with each other, unplug a bit, create core memories, explore nature, and live life to the full. Right when um, life gets so busy these days, especially with technology and just all the distractions. So, really striving to create spaces where we can prioritize those elements. So
Sure.
that's what we're all about, and we love to host families, and we'd love for folks to book direct, or if you have questions at all, people can reach out, direct message me, or send me an email. We also we're actually in the process of launching a rewards program for folks that stay with us, and so since we have properties in a couple different places.
Yeah.
That people can explore. So, if anyone that is a returning customer, returning guest of ours, gets 10% off their next stay. But we're actually building that out so that if there's, 5 stays, and that would constitute a free stay with us on the fifth stay. So, more information on that to come, but really wanting to, just build some
Yeah.
loyalty in creating ways that people can have more affordable vacations too. So.
Yeah, and that's great because a lot of times families like, you find that one spot and it's a special spot to that family, and it's like, yep, we're coming back next year, and then the next year. So I think that's great that you're building out that reward program for people that you'll be able to track, like who stayed, or did they come back, how many times, and that free vacation in the end. That is so awesome. So thank you for, even letting people know that you're going to be doing that because that can be a great idea for other vacation rental owners as well. So I appreciate your time today, Bree. It has been so nice to get to know you, and I cannot wait to show off your property at the end of this video. So if you're watching right now, stay tuned so you can see pictures and video, but make sure you're following Kennedy Kabins on Instagram as well. So thank you for your time, Bree. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Suzanne.